Hello everyone, Vortex Builds here. If you've been collecting LEGO for any amount of time, you already know what happens when sets retire. One day they're sitting on shelves at retail price, the next they're selling for hundreds or even thousands more. Today we're counting down 5 LEGO sets that I think have huge potential once they retire. Whether you're collecting, investing, or just don't want to pay crazy aftermarket prices later. These are the sets I'd seriously consider picking up before they're gone. Without further ado, let's get into the video. Starting off at number 5 is the Captain Rex Y-Wing Microfighter. This set is probably one of the least talked about LEGO sets LEGO has released recently. For years, Captain Rex was locked behind an incredibly expensive UCS set, making his minifigure worth hundreds of dollars. Then LEGO shocked everyone by releasing him in a $13 microfighter. Some collectors weren't happy, but for everyone else, this became one of the best value LEGO Star Wars sets ever. Even though the Captain Rex minifigure isn't as exclusive anymore, this is still the cheapest way to own one of the most popular Clone Wars characters ever made. Once the set retires, I can easily see sealed copies becoming much harder to find, especially because so many people bought them just to open. This set is retiring this month, so try getting a hold of it before it rises in price too much. Coming in at number 4 is the ATTE Walker. This is probably one of the best Clone Wars sets LEGO has released in years. First of all, the build is fantastic. It has a detailed interior, great play features, and is probably one of the best versions of this vehicle LEGO has ever made. But the biggest selling point by far is the minifigure selection. You get Commander Cody in Phase 2 armor, 4 other clone troopers, battle droids, and a spider droid. Commander Cody alone makes the set incredibly desirable because he is one of the most requested Star Wars LEGO characters that fans wanted for years. And this is the only time he's been made in Phase 2 armor, making him even more valuable. Clone Wars sets almost always perform well after retirement because they're constantly in demand. This is definitely one I'd grab before it disappears. This one is also leaving shelves in July, so try finding this one as well. I usually can't find these in store, but Amazon consistently has them in stock. At number 3, we have one of LEGO Star Wars' most unique sets ever, the Dark Falcon. This set comes from LEGO Star Wars Rebuild the Galaxy, and we likely won't get a remake of this set either. Instead of the classic Millennium Falcon, we get a blacked out version filled with dark side characters and alternate versions of fan favorites. The minifigure lineup of this set is also really good, with Darth Jar Jar, Beach Luke Skywalker, Jedi Vader, and Dark Dev. These figures are unlike anything LEGO has ever produced. Since this theme is based off a one-off Disney special, there's a good chance many of these characters will never appear again. That exclusivity alone can make this set extremely sought after retirement. Even if you're not interested in the build itself, the minifigures alone could keep demand incredibly high. Taking the number 2 spot is the massive UCS Venator. Whenever LEGO releases a UCS Star Wars capital ship, collectors scramble to buy it. Just look at the previous UCS sets like the Imperial Star Destroyer. Once they retire, prices almost always climb. The Venator checks almost every box. It's massive, it's an incredible display piece, and it's based on one of the most beloved eras of Star Wars. You also get exclusive minifigures like Admiral Yularen and Captain Rex in his Phase 2 armor. Unfortunately, this Captain Rex is the exact same one we see in the Microfighter. Large UCS sets are expensive while they're available, but after retirement they become even harder to justify buying because prices increase so rapidly. If this set is already on your wish list, I'd strongly recommend picking it up before LEGO retires it in December. And finally, taking the number 1 spot is Jabba's Sail Barge. This is exactly the type of LEGO Star Wars set collectors dream about. It's part of the Ultimate Collector series, it's based on one of the most iconic scenes in Return of the Jedi, and it's packed with exclusive details and minifigures. Large Star Wars display sets with exclusive characters like this almost always become highly sought after they retire. The Sail Barge is also a much more niche release compared to something like the Millennium Falcon. That means fewer people are likely to buy it while it's available because of the high price. Low supply combined with strong collector demand is usually a recipe for higher aftermarket prices. Overall, I genuinely think this could become one of the most valuable modern LEGO Star Wars sets over the next several years. Those are my top 5 LEGO Star Wars sets you should buy before they retire and potentially rise in value. Do you agree with my list? Did I miss any sets that you think are going to explode in price after retirement? Let me know down in the comments because I'd love to hear your predictions. If you enjoyed today's video, make sure to leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you know when I post next. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.